Welcome in to another episode of the Goats of Wrath. Hi everyone, how are we doing? Just before we get started, I do usually put this into the description notes on the videos, but just want to actually say the background music comes from Tabletop Audio and Arcane Anthems, and some other bits from MCDM's work as well, for anyone who's wondering. But let's have a quick summary of what happened last time. You transported yourselves to the Coral Tree Grove, where you found it full to the brim with scared, wounded, and afraid refugees who had fled the Cambethile Hills in the last day or so. Amongst the chaos, deciding not to help straight away, you found Jenid to discuss your plan to head into the hills and confront Xenadis and try and stop him from bringing an end to the world. During that discussion, though, you did offer to help get the refugees away from the Grove, mentioning your previously agreed plan with the Guild to send who you could back to the Adamant Citadel in its relative safety. And Jenid explained his efforts to fortify the Grove by enhancing the abjurative wards that had long been around it, which was taking some time. But he did find some time to take Rambear aside and teach them about primal spirits, granting them the ability to summon these powerful creatures. While the rest of you went about other work, Nyah trained with the Anonymous Hook. Faendal utilised the centuries of knowledge that he got back about 3 weeks ago to create a giant teleportation circle, essentially. And once again, bend the rules of magic, because, thank you, I'm a wizard.
Inspired by Nyah.
Indeed. Before you could necessarily organise the full transportation of all the refugees, however, screams and shouts of panic came from the western edge of the grove. Nyah, being the fastest among you, responded swiftly and came across a clutch of void spiders descending upon some of the civilians and starting to eat into the grove itself. You ran in to defend it, as heroes do, while Faendal activated the teleportation circle and started telling people to run into it while he maintained concentration. During the fight, lost in total darkness summoned by the giant void spider mother, Balthazar fell, with no one having any clue he was even there. Even after Rambear broke the large swathe of magical darkness with a daylight spell, Balthazar's golden scales are missing from the battlefield. And we will pick up there. At the end of last session, Balthazar was rolling a death saving throw, his second one. Balthazar, what do you see in this limbo space between life and death?
So, I think part of it is the dropping of the magical darkness, which is also cold as fuck from these void spiders. And the other part is Balthazar saw the Sphinx that we went and visited way back just after we left Andat, and had a conversation with him. It basically reminded him that there is still work to be done here, and it's not time for Balthazar to go yet. So he felt a warming, I don't know, sensation from within his chest, and fought off the cold to return back to 1 hit point after I rolled a natural 20 on the death save.
And because death saves happen at the start of your turn, you now get your whole turn to act.
I'm encased in spiderweb.
You are currently restrained in spiderweb, yes.
So I think I'm just going to struggle with a knife and see
Okay.
what the fuck happens.
Do you want to... You can either use your action to break free or try and attack the webs, your choice.
I'll use my action.
Cool. make me a strength check, please. And because the rule of cool, you'll have advantage.
Thanks. I needed that. 21.
21. Just there is a leaking of just fire from you as you come back, tinging of like radiant light to it as well. That just burns up these webs and allows you to just flex, essentially, bursting out the webs. And you take in the surroundings, and you can see the looming gigantic spider still just above you. And you can also make out Thrungi bellowing as he engages in with one of the normal-sized spiders. They're still giant. As chaos still ensues. Is there anything else you would like to do? You have movement and bonus action.
Yes, I can use my Divine Dew as a bonus action to give myself temporary hit points.
Yeah.
But that's it, I think. Because if I move out of its range, I'll incur
You are not
opportunity attack.
technically in range of it.
Ah, okay. Then I'm getting the fuck out of there.
Yeah, so half your movement to stand up, and then half to keep moving.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool. Where do you want to move to? What are you moving to?
I don't have the map open, so just
Away from it?
away from it, back towards the grove to the, I guess, the east
Back
side.
towards the grove, we'll be chasing down a spider that's going after Faendal.
Oh. Well, yeah, that's got to be chased down anyway, but
Okay.
away from
Yeah.
the mother.
Okay. Ending Balthazar's turn, we do now pick up with the Void Spider Mother, who has not noticed you run away because she was bearing down on a very angry dwarf who was hacking away at her children. So, Thrungi, first of all, at the start of their turn, they do not get that back, and they do not get that back. They are going to unleash full round of attacks on you.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It's been a while, but did you go reckless last time?
Probably.
Okay. Bite attack. 2 18s on the die for 28.
Yeah, I think that hits.
So that's 22 piercing damage, halved to 11.
Yeah.
And 18 force damage.
Yep.
And can you make a Constitution saving throw, please?
18 on the die.
Perfectly fine. And then it comes over the top of you and starts like jamming down with its stinger towards you with a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
16 half to 8 piercing damage, and
Yeah.
21 half to 10 poison damage because you are a dwarf. And can you make another
yeah.
Constitution saving throw, please, with advantage because this is poison.
17 in total.
With advantage?
No, 22.
There we go. I was going to say, you have advantage on poison saves, so. And then... Yeah. That will... Yeah, that'll end her turn. So, moving on to Nyah, you're up.
Okay. I'm assuming Void Spider number 2 is still the one right next to me.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna look at that one. I'm gonna swoop down to attack. 17.
17 will hit a voice spider, yeah. They got hard chitinous plates, but they're not that tough.
It is 12 slashing and 2 radiant.
How do you want to kill a spider?
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna swoop down, and as Nyah flies over the spider, she's gonna lean down from Electo and dig her sword into like the top of the spider, just drag it along.
Just at full speed, Electro like tucks the wings in like a falcon. So this is like high velocity, and it's down and just shear through this carapace before and there's a gout of black ichor behind you. That just coats the trees before the spider kind of just falls under its own weight apart.
Can I use my second attack to go after Mother?
Yeah, you can. Swoop around.
No.
I already rolled a second one, but I can re-roll if you'd like.
No, keep the roll, that's fine.
Okay, it was a 30.
Yeah, no.
And that is 11 slashing and 2 radiant again.
It seems relatively unfazed, but you get a decent like slice into some of the plating on it as it continues to try to crush Thrungi. Speaking of which, it's going to use 2 legendary actions at the end of Nyah's turn to attempt to just full on descend its body weight on top of Thrungi. Thrungi, can you make a dexterity saving throw for me, please?
Yes.
You definitely see it coming. It's a giant spider.
Cool. Well, the first one is an 18 plus 3.
You see it coming and like barrel roll out the way of it, bringing your axe up ready to strike on your turn and take no damage. Cool. It is now the normal spider's turns. Void Spider 3 is going to run off the map towards our favourite wizard who keeps shooting at it.
That's the same one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the same one that you've been incinerating and thundering and varying other types of damage over the years. Years, days, hours, minutes, whatever.
Days.
This fight's gone on forever. Let's see. Yeah, it's now just about in range to try and web you, but it is at disadvantage to do it.
I mean, it was 200 feet away before.
That was initially.
No,
it's a disadvantage anyway, and you have cover. This is gonna be fun.
It's very far away.
Natural 1.
Okay.
It shoots some web out towards you, and it just like it genuinely, you're like, that's not close enough, and it just like you see this like string of black spider web coming towards you, and just drops before you. And that's its turn, which now means it's Thrungi's turn. And Faendal, you're on deck.
Hi, Mother.
Hello, dear.
Reckless.
Yeah.
Not great, in all honesty. The first attack is a dirty 20.
I think we figured out you have to roll like 1s or 2s to miss.
The second attack is like a 28.
I think I did roll a 2 and hit in the last game. I rolled a 2 and hit.
For 40 points of damage.
Across both attacks.
Yeah, I just combined them. I couldn't see the point in not.
Just 2 huge swings that just rend apart chunks of this carapace that like goes scattering off into the trees, and the spider like reeled up before descending down upon you. It is going to use its last legendary action to move away from you.
Alright, I assume that means I don't get an attack of opportunity.
That is correct. Legendary action 1 doesn't provoke attacks of opportunity. But it doesn't move very far. Yep. That is the end of... Is that the end of your turn?
Yep, that's what I can do.
Faendal, you're up. Rambear on deck.
First things first, I didn't go very far from the teleportation circle. Can I just take a quick... I went like 30 feet. So can I just take a quick look back at it to make sure it is doing okay
Roll me a perception check.
and not about to overload?
Yeah, roll me a perception.
I think it's only been like 2 or 3 turns, hasn't it? So
Yeah. You got that.
I thought it would last about a minute. Oh, that was almost so good. 13.
13. I mean, what you made isn't entirely 100% stable, so you can still see like arcs of arcane energy coming up, so it still seems to be running.
Just running. There's druids there keeping hold of it anyway, aren't there? So
Doing what they can, yeah?
I'll guess I'll just turn around back at the spider that's coming towards me and blast it again.
Go for it.
Well, a 2 hit, but I'm going to assume a 1 doesn't.
What's the total there to that one on the attack roll?
No.
Yeah.
14.
You're glancing back while you're bringing the cantrip up, and you see something like spark off, and a couple of it strike towards a couple of refugees, and like you hesitantly like oh, and the spell kind of fizzles before you get it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna move maybe 15 feet back towards them, so I'm like 15 feet away, just to make sure that I'm available to rush towards the circle if needed, keeping an eye on it, and taking cover again if I can.
Yeah, I'm always assuming you're in cover. There's enough trees.
Good trees.
Which now means it's Rambear's turn.
Where did Balthazar go?
Run off in my direction.
You're enough passive perception to notice that Balthazar kind of ran away from you-ish, but also back kind of towards the grove, chasing the giant spider.
I can't see him on the map anywhere.
He's south. He's 4 from the bottom. Same
Oh.
line as
Directly below you.
It's
He's just-
me being blind. Sick.
he's just camouflaged.
Yeah, I was going
He
to
looks
say,
like
good
a
colour
tree.
scheme.
Fits in really well. Oh god. Okay, I will quickly need to do some measuring. Sorry. Ah. How's everybody looking? Actually, it's been a while.
I'm looking great.
You look fine. Did we really just like hang Balthazar out to dry? Yes, we did. Is the answer. Yep.
Well, Nyah rushed in.
Nyah rushed in and then did her
On a
standard
floating
hit and-
horse.
hit and run
Yeah.
tactics, which just left Balthazar.
Our poor little
Just
dude.
walked into a wall of black.
Apologize
Yeah.
for nothing.
So. Oh, I did cast daylight last time.
You did. But all of the darkness is now gone.
Worth it. Gonna just so Rambear is restrained. So Rambear's gonna try and bear their way out of it. But before they do that, as a bonus action, they are gonna cast Healing Word on Balthazar. Oh no, actually, we're gonna see if we can get ourselves out of restraint.
Okay.
I think that's.
Give me a strength check.
If I could roll it. $17.
That's enough.
Hey! Ah! Now, is it enough, actually? No, 40 feet. Oh, you're just so far away. Oh, yeah, Rambear's gonna Healing Word Balthazar for... Oh my god, I just got my own dice out. 14 points of healing.
Thank you.
You're very, very welcome. But I think that's... gonna move a little bit towards, Yeah, I will move towards Rambear. Rambear will move towards Balthazar. We're about 10 feet away.
Cool.
Hi, friend.
That ends Rambear's turn. Balthazar, that spider ran away from you, but not that far away, if you wanted to.
I was gonna say, is it within 60 feet?
Yeah.
Can I blast it?
Yeah.
16 to hit.
Yeah. Yeah, that hits.
Awesome.
Is this right?
20 guiding bolt radiant
Okay.
damage.
20 points of radiant damage. How do you want to kill a spider?
I expected it to be still more hurt than that. Yeah, it just sort of radiant blasts it. It sort of vaporizes.
Just this
Yeah, I've blasted it a couple of times. So.
searing light just cores through its back as it's like scuttling toward Faendal, who seems to be panicked and misfires the bolt. Suddenly, this thing just light appears through the cracks in its exoskeleton before it just like burns from the inside out and then collapses in under its own weight. Anything else?
No, that's it for this turn.
Okay. Back to the top of the initiative order. It is the mother. Let's see if she gets her weapon back. She does not. A cone back. She does not. She can't get anything back. So what she is going to idea is she is going to use the action Beast on Magic to consume
Whoa, what?
your Moonbeam Rambear.
What? What?
You just see it
What?
like crawl up to the Moonbeam and open up the jaws, and just the light of the Moonbeam just gets sucked into the maw. And
There's nothing that Rambear can do.
nope.
Can I analyze it to see if I can learn how to do it?
You can. Yeah, give me a. Arcana
Arcana?
check at disadvantage just because you're at a distance.
Yeah, I'm about 100 meters away.
Rambear, what
Right.
level was Moonbeam?
2.
Oh no, I did advantage then, but I'll take it at disadvantage. Oh my god, I'm rolling. This is not a good day for me. In that one, then this was a 2 and a 6, so 2 plus 16, 18.
18. You do look at it, and you see it happen. You don't have a clear enough concept on how it's. From what you can tell, this is just an innate ability of a being that's powerful.
Yeah.
Thrungi, what you can see from up close is you also see some of the wound, giant like gashes that you put into her, like seal up slightly.
It would taste like cream cheese.
Fuck.
That's,
What?
Action.
Did anyone hear that? Did that get picked up, what Sarah just said?
No.
Sarah just said she feels like it would taste like cream cheese on crackers.
I don't know.
That what Moonbeam tastes like. Cream cheese on crackers.
I'm hungry.
Moonbeam tastes like a fizzy broth. We all know.
And then she runs over to this wrapped up body and picks it up in a couple of her limbs and then keeps moving. That's the end of her turn. Which now means it's Nyah's turn.
Go after Mother.
There.
I'm assuming I can get there.
With your Pegasus speed, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna fly over. And that is a 28.
That does hit.
It's 11 slashing and 8 radiant.
8 radiant. Jeez. Second attack.
And I will swoop in again with a 23 to hit.
That hits.
And it is 10 slashing and 6 radiant. I'll kind of just hover above the spider.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. At the end of your turn, she is going to shoot a web at Electo.
Is it a dexterity saving throw?
It is not.
Ah, I'm going to say you can make dex save target you can't make. It does get your aura though.
What is Electo's armor class?
Oh no, it doesn't.
Oh no, wait, no, ignore me. She can't do that. She doesn't have a web available.
Also, I was just thinking, does Electo benefit from Sarah's spider ability?
No,
No.
doesn't extend to her. But it is regardless. She doesn't have a web. I can't actually do that. So she's not going to do anything. That's fine. Is that the end of your turn, man?
Yeah.
Thrungi, you're up.
Can I reach Mother?
Actually, yeah, she's too busy kind of trying to pick people up with Feast on Magic to have got that much of a distance from you. So yeah, you can catch up to her.
Oh, then I'm going to try and hit Mother in the face again.
Go for it.
Reckless. 29
It's
and 19.
It's
Take 30.
30. These like along with like Nyah's heavy blows, and then you're like coming in underneath and trying to like gut her along the bottom. She's looking in a very bad way, and is like starting to falter. Still like got one body like curled up in one leg, but then the other 7 are trying to get away. At the end of your turn,
And me.
turn, I need you to make another dex save, as she's going to attempt to crush you for being so insolent as attacking her underbelly.
Not great, in all honesty. Only 12.
12. You take 27, half to 13 bludgeoning damage as this weight of a massive spider suddenly drops on you and you are knocked prone.
Cool. 69 giggity.
That's the end of Thrungi's turn. Faendal, you're up.
How's the spell looking?
From where you positioned, it's holding for now, but you're starting to look at it and go.
Can I just assume that passive perception 19, you would tell me if it's starting to look like it's going to collapse?
Yeah, it's not looking like it's going to collapse imminently, but you're starting to look at it and go, I need to keep an eye on it.
Okay. I'm going to take one more blast at the spider. Oh no, it's dead.
It's dead.
Oh, I'll tell you what then, can I run over to it, the spell, and start to like move druids out of the way and kind of contain stuff to try and stabilize it some more?
Roll me a concentration check. This doesn't drop it. This is how much you kind of recombine it together.
Yeah.
That's all.
You couldn't make it Arcana, could you? That'd be too easy.
I kind of got you here.
Oh, that's fine. 18.
You coming back up and you kind of reconnect in with the exact binding that you put together here.
Direct some druids around and start doing more maths in the air.
And you see kind of the
It's
overcharge elements that were coming off it kind of quiet down a little bit. You think you've got another 30 odd seconds on this before you'll want to think about shutting it down.
I'll shout to all the druids. Get as many people as you can through. Quickly, quickly.
You see a large crowd like being ushered forward by varying other druids. All manner of people, including like some elderly and children who are like lagging at the back just because they don't have as long legs or youthful.
I also want to make sure that someone important has gone through to like let the guild know. I assume that's the first few, to be fair, actually.
Easy enough. There's plenty of druids around that appear important enough anyway. You can motion through. Rambear.
Not looking great. Good. Rambear is going to not move. They don't need to move. And they're going to cast... Nope, they're going to move 30 feet forward because they do need to move for this, and they're going to cast Blight.
Okay. That's a
Mother.
con save.
Con save, please.
That is
Blight.
a 5 on the die. She's going to use a
okay.
legendary resistance to save.
It's a bitch. Okay.
What a bitch.
What a bitch. Sorry. I usually talk that way about like strong female figures, but she's a bitch. She's gonna take 20 points. Half rounded down or up?
Round it down.
Down. 20 points of
You rolled 40.
necrotic. 41.
How do you
Yeah,
do this?
well, I want her. So you know, when you find a dead spider in the shower, and it's all like, I want her to do that, but like really slowly and like really angular, so it's like, and like slowly. I want it to slowly curl in on itself as bits of it die, and the tendons inside the exoskeleton just like. And I want to hear a scream. Rambo's just doing this metal
You just like send out this like
wave
arcing,
of
like,
necrotic energy.
withering wave of necrotic energy towards the creature, and it passes over Thrungi safely as it hits the spider, and you just see like like a couple of limbs just like collapse underneath, unable to hold up their weight anymore as they completely atrophy and decay. And then like those ones begin to curl upwards into the creature, and they start like the sharp talons on the end of these legs start piercing into the soft underbelly and like eviscerating her with her own legs. The leg that was holding onto the like webbed up humanoid just like fully like desiccates off, and the body just and then rolls off to the side. And then it's just as the spider just like crumples down onto the floor, crushed under its own weight and just impaled by its own mass. And it begins to slowly slump into the earth.
Good for the soil. Really.
Gross.
Thank you.
And we are now out of initiative.
Oh my god, Balthazar, are you okay? Can we
Yes,
give you a
I
healing
am.
potion?
Healing poster.
You know what, for the
Here
minute,
you go.
It's one of those magic eye things.
I'll struggle on for now. Keep the potion in case we need it later.
Do we think we have like an hour? Because I've got all this I've got this delicious food for us to eat, which I prepared before the battle and forgot about. But I have this hero's feast right here.
It takes an hour to eat, doesn't it? We need to sit down and eat it, don't we?
Do you need to sit down and eat it?
I will
I don't know that we.
I will say in that hour you also get to take a short rest.
I don't know, it's the most practical thing. We can eat it after we have our next battle, but maybe it makes sense to have it before.
I guess we should probably regroup by Faendal's portal.
Yeah, we should definitely check if that's okay.
See what's happening.
There might be more. I think these are probably like scouting out ahead, which means that whatever's coming is quite close by.
I don't think we have long at all.
Less time than we think.
While there, I would also say there's still various webbed up humans laying around.
Oh yeah. Can we cut them out?
You go along carefully, cutting all the webbing, and all the people inside are unconscious, but they do appear to have shallow breathing, as in they're not dead.
Oh, can we chuck them in the portal?
You can. Faendal, you see your compatriots lugging 3 bodies. Like Thrungi's like got one over each shoulder, and then Nyah's kind of carrying the third. I mean, you're all 4 of you are pretty damn strong, to be fair. Faendal bringing the party average down. Yeah, you see them coming like out the corner of your eye while you're focusing, and at this point you're starting to think like the containment runes that you use to kind of bind the amount of energy you put into this are starting to wear out, so you're conscious that this is starting to run through.
Is there still many people left to go through?
You've got a vast majority of the people who seem to be wanting to go through.
I will shout out then. This is it. It's going. Last few seconds. Last stragglers through. And then prepare to safely turn it off. Like start like powering down certain aspects of it. Doing sliders.
You 4 successfully managed to get these 3 unconscious people into the teleportation circle with someone to carry them, so they're not just and then like the last few druids, and at this point like you look around and the grove is emptier than you've ever really seen it, Rambear, but there are still a few who have stayed behind for whatever purposes of their own accord. As Faendal begins to bring down teleportation. Faendal, can you roll me an Arcana check?
So it doesn't explode in my face.
Just don't whip it, is basically.
I mean, I can't get below 17.
Can we help him in any way?
That's a 32.
You don't need to.
You can help me if you want.
It is
I can start directing you.
It is a calm and measured approach that you take to successfully bring down the spell. And there is just the faintest kind of burn marks in the earth where the runes had been entered in, but nothing more than that.
And I will take a big breath, sit on the floor. Woof.
Safe. Let's just hope that they send the guild to us.
Yeah.
The second that Faendal sits on the floor, Rambear's slopping down like food in a very expensive bowl in front of him.
Oh, thank you.
We're gonna try and like in everybody's hands, like shoving food in, and they're all trying to do stuff, but Rambear's just like, gotta eat, and Jenid as well, because I think I have enough.
Jenid is nowhere to be seen. Last place you saw him was in the shrine, going back to putting up the abjurative wards.
Can Rambear eat and like wander over?
Yeah.
We're gonna eat and wander over.
Yeah.
See if Jenid's still there.
While Rambear heads up after plopping down, what kind of food is it, out of curiosity?
It's I mean, so it's a hero's feast, but like specifically for bears. So it's like the bark of trees, a lot of honey,
fruit, and nuts.
Yep.
Marmalade
Fish,
sandwiches.
fruit, nuts. Yeah, a lot of marmalade sandwiches.
Mediterranean spread.
What else do bears like?
So like caviar.
Cocaine.
No, more like raw salmon.
No, it's all raw. None of it's cooked. It's cold and very tough, but it's good for bears.
Tuna sandwich.
A human leg. Where's it human?
While Rambear heads off, Faendal, you get a message in your head. We assume you're responsible for the arrival of wounded civilians.
Yes.
Additional information would be appreciated.
Say again?
Explanatory.
You know a sending spell well enough that you basically have.
What? No, what did he say?
Oh, he said, we assume you are responsible for the arrival of wounded civilians. Additional information would be appreciated.
We've got like what, 500 characters?
25
500
words.
words? 25 words. Refugees from evacuated Coral Grove, Syristia. Reinforcements appreciated if possible. Grove under attack. Potential final battle here. Urgent. Kiss, kiss. Thank you.
You get a response.
Wish me well.
Kind regards.
Understood. Making accommodations for wounded will take time, as we're preparing to fight. We will reinforce when we can. Two
Have I
hours
got-
at best.
2 hours at best, he said. Well, I mean, that means teleporting, because it's not a 2-hour journey.
Faendal, you would be able to kind of... You know that organising a mass teleportation of that degree safely would itself take time. So, like, there's layers to them.
Not everyone is, like, as good as me, so...
Not everyone is as reckless as you.
Not everyone has a 22 intelligence.
So much good it does.
Savage.
can't fail an Arcana check. I'm just realizing how easy it would be to open my box now. My little treasure box would have been so much easier to open now. Casual 32.
You found that
Anyway.
box was an investigation check, not Arcana.
Oh, okay. I mean, still, I get a 30 on a 19 on investigation.
Yeah, it was the fact that every time you tried, you rolled below a 10. That was what was funny about it.
I also couldn't make it at the time.
Yeah.
But
When you first found it.
anyway, alright. I'll go to people and be like, "Look, we've got reinforcements soonish, hopefully, from the guild. Got about 2 hours though, so I say we make what preparations we can to defend the place, hold them off here. We can take the fight to them when we've got reinforcements."
Fair enough.
No.
Rambear. You head over to the kind of small shrine next to the tree. The door is closed and seems undisturbed.
Rambear smashing in, opening the door, just loudly.
Inside, you find, like you found him an hour and a bit ago, Jenid sitting cross-legged in front of the staff.
Rambear is gonna put the food in front of him. Yeah, Rambear's gonna sort of disturb him as they do so.
Ah. Was there something I needed for? Thank you.
Please eat.
I
Need to keep your strength up.
also need to finish this.
Can I help?
Possibly, if you are willing.
What needs to be done?
Just take a seat and you'll feel the necessary requirements.
Yes. Cross-legged.
You kind of close your eyes and it doesn't take long to kind of enter into a trance-like state, where you essentially just become aware of points of life, essentially, around you. Jenid is a fairly strong presence quite nearby that you can feel is kind of exerting their will outwards and downwards into the soil and ground around you. And the staff is kind of acting like a divining rod, essentially, that is allowing him to push that energy through and into the ground that is the grove. And you're aware of, just as you kind of sit there in silence a little longer, just a few more, as your consciousness kind of spreads out amongst through the root network of all of the trees in the grove to the other motes of life that are within the grove. And you can identify kind of signatures or comfortable motes within that, as you recognise your four compatriots, and a few that maybe you kind of knew but perhaps not as familiar with.
And Melissa, that bitch Melissa.
And you sit there in silence, and the concept of time kind of fades out for a short while for you, until eventually you kind of come back to the world that the world that is, and you see Jenard's eyes kind of open himself, and he looks tired. Clearly, the effort that has been undertaken for this has drained him, and you yourself feel quite tired, having joined in as best you can, as best as you understood the principle anyway. Like there's a certain like kind of disconnect where for what felt like the longest and for the briefest moment of time you felt truly connected to the earth, and now you're suddenly not. Like there's a connection that felt right that's broken now. Your aid is much appreciated. Thank you.
You're welcome.
May have to teach you some conventional cooking, I think, but I appreciate the food nonetheless. As he begins properly eating it, seemingly to regain energy. Do you want to roll 2d10, Emma?
I don't particularly. My rolls are trash, but I will. Average as it can be, a 10.
Everyone's hit point maximum is increased by 10, and as is their current hit point total.
Until the next long rest.
I think it's 24 hours.
24 hours.
Yeah. Sorry, I will also post healing Hero's Feast in the chat
HP.
because it affects a number of things.
15 modifier.
By 10.
24 hours, yeah.
That's very nice.
Also, you can take.
Okay, so you're cured of all diseases and poison. You become immune to poison and being frightened, and all wisdom saving throws are made with advantage. I will pop that in our chat here. When I work, I have to leave full screen.
The rest of you can take a short rest if you want. Rambear, you were too busy to take a short rest.
Can Rambear have reminded Faendal that he can snort some incense before they leave?
I can.
I will say you can have also done that in that same hour.
I'm gonna snort some dust. I was also gonna do a couple of other things, but I don't know how much would be too much.
No, explain what you're trying. There is the element of short rest, incense, hero's feast that you've got to take into account. But
yeah, but the feasting and smelling things isn't doing things.
Mhm.
First thing, alongside the hero's feast, I want to finally drink the wine that Constantine gave me.
Oh yeah, you can do that.
The blood wine.
That's perfectly fine. Again, it tastes slightly coppery. Like it just seems to be an intrinsic nature of.
I just
the
feel
wine
disrespectful having had it this whole time and not drunk it.
But it is incredibly high quality.
Nice. I'm loving it.
Full bodied.
Also,
deep red.
I've got a vial of Xenodis's blood that we were given. Don't know what to do with it. Can analyze it.
Roll me a medicine check.
Medicine?
What did you think it was going to be?
Can I give it to someone else to help them analyze it? If anyone has one of the wisdom characters is good medicine.
Yep.
Balthazar, let's have a look at this blood together. And also drink this blood at the same time. Make sure we get it the right way around.
It's grape blood.
Yes.
I
Okay.
assume your medicine is better than mine. So.
I got a plus 10.
Oh yeah, way better than mine. Can you do it with advantage? Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Looking at it from a magic.
23.
23. It's slightly congealed. This blood is old, but seems to have been preserved quite well. You were told that the mortal blood of a vampire is capable of, or rumoured and theorised to be, capable of diminishing the vampiric nature of a vampire. With that 23, it sounds like theory, but it was theory that came from a vampire lord, so do that as you will.
Yeah.
And you get the feeling that it is that the mortal blood would need to be within the vampire itself.
Right. So we have to figure out a way to inject this into him.
Do we have a syringe?
Do
Do
they
you reckon it would
exist?
be enough Balthazar to just like coat a weapon in it?
I guess if you could coat a sword with it and cut him with it.
Get it? I'm doing it in character.
Yeah,
Like, totally.
like it's a valid application of poisons. Is to coat a dagger in that poison and stab someone with it is a valid assassination method.
So it would be
How-
like we can use it like essentially like a weapon oil.
Yeah.
This is equivalent to
Minute
a
to
weapon.
it's the whole minute to apply, lasts for a short period of time concept.
I assume there's only one usage with the small vial we've been given.
And it probably would be better with the quantity you have being on a smaller weapon.
Yeah.
Just for blade to blood ratio.
It is a shame we do not have an archer.
We have a monk who just got some little daggers.
We do have a
little
bunch
daggers.
of little daggers.
Yes.
Point at my one. There we go.
Screen
I'm looking at
sorry.
Sarah's screen. Like,
Technically, on record, he's that way. Yeah, that.
I just want to go like Balthazar is there to Nyah at the very least.
He's the other side. Anyway.
Okay. Oh yeah, we can cut one of the daggers, I assume.
Yeah.
Cut some daggers. That's yeah. Okay. I guess you can keep that then. Anti-vampire oil.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't remember.
What does the what were the incenses?
They're on D&D Beyond.
Got erudition and fortitude. I don't know if you actually ever
They're on D&D
turned
Beyond.
them in. Did you turn them into items?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I'll look up them now.
So we have erudition, fortitude, and we do have another one which I think we agreed would be good for Thrungi.
I don't think we bought the other one. I haven't bought any of the other one. Restoration. No, the restoration is if we did it during a short rest, it would heal us. Of stuff.
Oh, you're right.
Fortitude would be for spellcasters because it
You and
temporary hit
Balthazar
points
should.
and advantage on con saves. So we
You
got
and
3
Balthazar.
fortitude and then 2 erudition, which were advantage on wisdom, intelligence, and charisma checks and saving throws.
And
Which-
then Nyah and
Well, Nyah
Thrungi
needs
maybe.
that for the hook, and we were going to give that 2 things for hook because that would cancel out the disadvantage on the charisma check for the hook.
If you can huff those, because it's an hour to huff those as well.
They only last for 8 hours, so I'm just. Do we reckon we are fighting Xenodis today?
I think so.
Is this it?
Well,
I
I
mean, I'm
doubt
looking-
they let us have a sleepover.
No.
Maybe.
Me and Ram are going into battle without 7th level spell slots. I did also, by the way, I didn't actually say it. I cast Mage Armor, and then because it's a short rest, did Arcane Recovery. So I gained loads of spell slots back. I'm just missing my 7th level.
I've not turned into a single animal yet today, so.
Do other people want to be sniffing incense then? I can hand it out to people.
I'll do some drugs, sure.
I don't know if we want to maybe give both of Nyah and Thrungi erudition or save a spare one just in case we have last longer than 8 hours to give to Nyah later.
Makes sense.
So we've got an emergency one. Or do you want advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma checks and saves?
Do you roll so many intelligence, wisdom, or charisma, Thrungi?
Wisdom and
Bryn.
charisma saves. I'm worried about Thrungi getting mind control.
Same.
I don't blame you.
That would be the death of the party. TPK.
Given what we know about Xenodus as well, maybe it's gonna.
Do we just all do drugs together?
Well, you guys, I'm a pure little bear who's hanging out with their master slash friend.
It's incense.
I'm in my emo phase because my hair looks weird now and I've got
Grab
purple
give
eyes.
me a
So.
perception check at advantage, please.
Is that me?
Mhm.
Let's perceive some shit.
And the rest of you
Oh,
let me
that's
know
passive.
what incense you're doing, just so I know what you've got bonus
So-
on and stuff.
I'm definitely doing an incense of fortitude, advantage on con saves, and extra temp HP.
Mhm.
I'm assuming that Bal would also want that. Con saves and temp HP. I mean, it would be nice if we'd give Nyah both of them. Because I'm sure you would love some temp HP.
I've still got my spirit totem, so we'll get temp HP at some point, possibly.
Okay. This gives us loads. It gives us our level in temp HP.
Cool.
So
Nice. That's 21 on the advantage.
Cool.
20 without.
but you're going to take an erudition then, yeah?
Yeah.
Edition.
Did anyone else buy incenses or was it just me?
Just you.
Just me, I bought them all. Okay.
Wait,
Yeah.
so what does the erudition give you?
You get advantage on all wisdom, intelligence, and charisma checks and saves for 8 hours.
What's the name of the one that I'm taking? So I can
Fortitude,
Fortitude.
incense of fortitude.
Is Thrungi taking anything?
Thrungi, you have one?
Do you want me to take anything?
Do you want to take the erudition one? Do you want to get advantage on your checks and saves?
Can do, yeah.
Do it. And then I'll go knock on Rambear's little hut with Jenid and go, do you guys want to...
You get no response.
Partake.
No response?
They're out to the world.
We're feeling through the roots. I mean, I know you're there because I can feel you outside, but
I will
doing.
leave the incense on the doorstep.
did we have 3?
I got 3 fortitude, 2 erudition. I got perfect amount for
Oh,
everyone.
nice. Well, if there's time, but I think not.
If not, then not.
There's a spare for future. If it does last more than 8 hours.
Rambear, with your 21, while those lot are doing that, and also don't forget to roll hit dice for those of you who need to as well. There's your mind while you're doing this is obviously not necessarily as laser focused as Janet's is. There is an element of you are thinking about what you've got to do, and your mind does wander further westward and curious what is beyond the grove. And most chilling of all is the fact that as you reach and notice beyond the grove, and like your consciousness can only go as far as the grove, but you can look out beyond it essentially, is while the grove is healthy and protected, the hills themselves are dying. Like the edges of the hills are clinging on, and towards, as you peer closer and closer, it just gets darker towards the center of the hills. There is an epicenter at the middle of the hills.
Oh, dang. The sight sort of burns Rambear's mind like a hot mind knife. And they do they get a sense that the darkness is like spreading towards the grove? Like, they're not there for that long, but like rapidly, or is it sort of a contained sort of?
Yeah, I suppose is your question, does it feel like it's being targeted towards the grove, or?
Yeah, like what if it's like spreading or moving towards the grove?
Yeah, with the 21, that's reasonable enough for you to insight. It doesn't feel like it's moving towards or targeted towards the grove. It feels like a radial spread.
So it's growing, but like sort of just
Staying in the same point.
Yeah, I see.
For a maybe modern analogy, have you ever seen like those graphs of if a nuke landed here, the various radiuses?
Yeah.
That.
Dang. Yeah, Rambear's a little bit scared.
But you and Jennard have kind of come out and are walking together. I appreciate your help. Certainly was. I think the grove is protected for as long as it can be now. I suppose beyond that, it is up to you and your friends. I believe I can maintain the wardings myself long enough for you to succeed. And if you do not, then I don't think my efforts will matter anyway. So, to keep our promise to each other, to see each other beyond today, I would like you to take this with you. And he hands you his staff.
Rambear's gonna take it.
I think you'll need it more than I will. Upon taking it, should you wish to, you can instantly attune to it by dropping something.
What do I even have? I'll drop everything. Rambear's going naked.
Is this Jennard's staff?
You can find it on D&D Beyond. It is the Staff of the Last Sylvan.
Oof, that sounds cool as hell. You've got the buckler, you've got your armor, and you've got. Yeah,
Oh no!
Probably the wild shape. Like you like.
Yeah, I'm not gonna use 3 wild shapes. Let's do it. Sorry, Crystal of Fauna.
Give it to Jenna.
The kinky BDSM collar that Rambear has been wearing this entire time, which has a big
yeah.
old pink diamond in it, is coming off.
It doesn't have to come off. Just be
It's come off.
Releasing your full power.
I'm the dog now.
Do you give it to Jennard? Do you pass it on to Jennard?
Staff of the Last Sylvan. Holy shit, that sounds so cool.
That sounds so cool.
You feel a flood of energy hit you upon touching it. It is powerful and it radiates life energy.
Ooh, sorry, I haven't yet read the description. I'm equipping it before I even know. Yeah, then I love you a lot, but you've just given me a lot to learn over our break. Fucking hell.
Holy shit.
Holy shit. Okay.
+1 AC.
Can you
Nyah wants it.
Can you give a summary, Gethin? Because I can't read all of this. It'll take hours.
So +1 to attack and damage rolls if you're using it as a melee weapon, plus a little bit of extra damage with it as well. And +1 bonus to your AC as it provides you with an abjurative warding.
You can bonk.
It has a number of charges. which you can use in various different ways. Mainly to cast spells. There's a bunch of spells in there, mostly abjuration spells. You can also use the staff to move a willing creature 10 feet without provoking opportunity attacks. So you can move people out of danger. And you can use it to command any summoned creatures that you've summoned to take attacks over anyone else. So if an ally gets hit and there is a summoned wolf nearby, the wolf can take the hit instead. And there's one final thing that can stop creatures being
Rereading that though, you've forgotten to mention you can becomes a target. The triggering creature becomes the target of the attack, and it becomes an auto crit.
Yes, basically the wolf. In this instance, the wolf is diving in front of the blow and taking a full hit.
You know how many bees I can summon? You know how many goddamn bees I can summon?
That gets summoned as a swarm, and it counts as a single creature for the purposes of this.
You know how many bees? Like 8 bees for this purpose.
Summon a lot of tiny creatures so that we can never take
We
damage.
just have.
Yes.
We all have.
It does cost charge. It just
The
costs charge.
last
Yeah,
thing you can do is it really can fuck up undead creatures and keep creatures from being raised as undead.
Damn. And that doesn't. Oh no,
Excellent.
expend any charges. So she gets a smite.
Go.
I actually just hurt my cheek slapping my face, but
Nice.
yeah, this is so sick.
Jenid.
Obviously,
Jenid Offord's fun was. I hope the staff can provide some respite and comfort when you need it most.
Thank you very much, Janet.
Why?
When we return, we're gonna play with the staff together. I will return it to you, but I'm gonna expend every single charge after this battle if it isn't already expended.
I'll hold you to it. At which point, two of them kind of meet back up with the rest of you where you had been consuming your food. You guys all now see Rambear holding Jenid's staff.
He's dead?
He's dead?
Jenid's there with her.
It is with me.
So Jenid just happened to be behind Rambear. You didn't quite spot him.
Yeah, it just pops out now. He's like, no,
Oh,
not there.
I'm
Rambear is gonna like rock up to the guys like, guess what? And like slam the staff on the floor and do like a little bear slap drop in front of it.
And then it does the earth shift thing, and then it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
might be regretting.
Damn.
Just
You're the arch druid now? You're in charge?
I don't think so, but I'm borrowing a cool staff.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Did you get my incense? I left incense on the
Oh yeah.
on the doorstep.
I gave it does not taste very good. Not as good as my
The sniffing,
diff
Okay.
bark that
you smell it. It's like, have you ever had one of them, like, you stick it up your nose and go, it's one of them.
I've seen people do it in taverns, but I've never done it myself.
This episode is.
Is that not how you do it? Is that not how you do it these days? That was all the rage with incense 600 years ago. Stick a
I've
stick.
also never had them called incense. But Faendal was a sailor.
Was the sailor with some jaunty years.
Yeah, so obviously we don't know timings, but Rambear did spend like almost an hour, I guess, hanging out with Jenid and eating their food very slowly. I think that Hero's Feast just takes, like, normally doesn't take that long, but because it's almost entirely made of bark, it takes about an hour for normal people to eat it.
Chewing.
I did get you incense, but I think maybe another time.
Okay. Is there an urgency? 'Cause we've got an hour till reinforcements arrive potentially. So.
I think I know where Xenodus is.
You do?
While I was with Jenid, we were sort of tapping into the sort of surroundings, trying to reinforce the protections on this place, and I was feeling nosy. I had a little look out over the Cambethile Hills. It was those hills, yeah. And I saw, I guess, roughly where the crypt that we previously cleared was, actually. Similar vicinity, Gethin?
Hard to really pinpoint, but I mean the crypt you cleared was relatively central, so.
Yeah. Roughly where we desecrated a lot of graves and stole things from the dead, about a year ago. Jenna didn't hear that, right?
Jenny cocks an eyebrow.
I mean, the cloak, the autumn cloak, is probably literally sticking out of your bag.
My shark.
Yeah. The shark is wearing it, Gethin.
The shark had a blur spell on it.
Just remember, the shark gets a +1 AC in forested areas.
Yes, finally. So no, sorry. So I sensed a darkness, a spreading darkness that was really concentrated in the center of the hills. I think it doesn't at the moment appear to be moving towards us, but I think we should, when we're ready, that is where we have to go. That is where it's all going to go down.
I guess there's no time to wait for reinforcements.
I think we should make a move.
Time to travel through the hills. Are you expecting more to come?
The guild has said they'll send some. I don't know how many.
Well, if they're intending to come here, we will prepare for their arrival and send them after you if you think that is best.
That is appreciated.
Would there be any who could help protect the grove? Faendal? Or would they all...
Join. I'm sure that's a decision that will come when they arrive. I think the priority is to go after Xenodis, but if they arrive and there's protection that needs doing, they'll prioritize that, obviously. I have no contact with them now.
There are enough of us here, and through our combined efforts, it will take a being of intense will and desire to enter into the grove against our wishes. Do not worry. Out of curiosity, those of you who have taken hit dice to heal up, are you on full or are you still a bit below?
A little bit over half.
Even close.
Balthazar, did you use all of them as well, Balthazar?
No, I've got 5 left.
I did only use 2 though, because I used them for other things.
Hmm.
Oh, fair enough, yeah.
Genid will cast Mass Cure Wounds. You all who want it regain.
I refuse.
22 hit points.
That's a third of my normal HP.
Decent chunk.
I wish there was more I could give you, but I'm sure Rambear will make use of the staff in my stead.
Ooh. Sorry, you finish your sentence.
But if there is any other requests before you leave, ask them now.
I have an out-of-game one.
Yeah.
So, how many people can eat Heroes Feast?
Up to 10, I think.
There's quite a few.
Can horses eat Heroes Feast?
That's a
I'm
very
gonna
good
go-
question, actually.
I'm gonna go no because Electro doesn't need to eat. He is technically
Ah,
a being of magic and
technically
divine
fair.
power.
Technically, is he not fair?
He's celestial.
He's celestial.
Up to 12 creatures. Yeah, I'm gonna say no just on this.
Dang. No, looking out for you. Don't suppose, don't suppose Jenny's hiding the last shard of the Paragon Stone anyway.
I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking.
Fine. Long shot. Worth
There's
a
no
shot.
man. Doesn't know what he's saying.
No random magic items dotted around.
I'm afraid not.
Well, Rambear, nice to see you've joined back in the staff group again. Staff bros.
Up rose.
Chink chink.
Janet, if by some miracle we succeed in retrieving the spears from Xenodis, and we were to disperse them and hide them, do you have any suggestions on how we would best do this so that they don't fall someone's hands again?
I don't even know how to think about that.
Huge problem.
There are avenues to explore. Perhaps the previous efforts weren't as thorough as they could have been. I will think on it upon your arrival.
Thank you.
Well, I suppose all that is left to say is safe travels, and may, where it can, nature guide you. I hope to see you all again soon. And we'll take our break there as you pick up your packs and head westward towards the Cambethile Hills. Cool. See you in a bit. Cool. We are back, fed up. We've all had our own version of Heroes Feast. All got those temporary increase to our hit points. And we will pick up as you are heading towards the edge of the grove. And leaving the grove, it is instantly apparent just what the wardings around the grove have been fighting against. You look out onto the beginning of the rises of the hills, and the previously kind of beautiful shamrock green hills have faded into this kind of ugly grey, like sage colour at best. and a palpable fog is kind of clinging to the air, creating like this veil over the world. What are you wanting to do?
Go forth. Oh, there was before we left. I think we did talk. You went away. Could we get mounts? Does Jenid have any mounts?
There are no mounts in the guilds. All the beasts have legged it from the hills anyway.
What about goats? Do you have any goats? It's a shame.
As was mentioned to you by Poppy, beasts have fled from the hills, and even when they've tried to essentially use beasts as scouts to head into the hills to find out what's going on, the beasts have refused. Like, animal brain is like, no. So even if you had mounts, they probably wouldn't take you inwards. Electo's different, but you know.
And my peacock?
Yeah, again, he's a being of magic in the shape of a peacock. He doesn't really have an animal hindbrain.
I guess we walk.
Looks like it.
What?
I could
Unless-
try and scout, see what route is the
Yeah.
clearest from above.
Do you just want to fly ahead a little bit? I don't suppose you could summon as mounts, Rambear?
Yeah, I'm just trying to work out like what counts as a mount because we've never
Ape?
technically clarified this.
You would need a large creature.
Right. Are
Horses
apes
are
large?
I'm thinking more if you've got, what is it, 8 creatures of a certain thing? Draft horse? Elk? Elks would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it would be-
Apes are medium.
Okay. Well then,
You could summon 8 elks.
giant goats. We don't need 8. We can have 4.
We only need 4 giant goats.
Giant goats.
Giant goats. Ram lives
Oh.
in our hearts.
Or if you really want to fuck with us, black bears.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Bear on bear.
It's bears all the way down.
How big are giant wasps? That would really
say
fuck with
large.
Zendis. That would really fuck with Zendis. The army of wasps come forward.
Fly the Concords.
I like that you also have the option of literally just a war horse. You have horses. We could go on horses.
No.
No. Giant goats. We are the goats, you know?
Exactly. With the goats. Can we giant? I haven't got giant goats in my
It does
extras
feel
Bible.
rather
Feels right.
cinematic. Just as like
Nyah flying up ahead. Can we minor illusion some like ram horns onto Elector?
Sure.
If you try
Why
and do
not?
that, Alexa will kick you.
Okay, I'm fine. I thought you might
Aw.
want to be part of the group.
I mean, I think Electa would be kind of insulted if you try and change him into a goat.
No, just put some rat horns on.
Again,
Like a unicorn,
he
but
doesn't
like
want
better.
to. He doesn't want to look like a goat.
But yeah, it's very cinematic. I'm imagining very much like us 4, very like western, sort of coming from the sunset, flying in the, above. We need a picture.
Yeah, that's it.
We need a picture.
As you- I'm glad your brain went there as well. So.
Right now,
Nyah,
right now.
Yeah.
as you kind of take off into the sky, as you kind of climb up and up, you're very quickly lost in this fog, and it's once you're kind of into it that you begin to realize it's not really a fog. As you begin to notice Electo's hair, your armor begins to lose its golden sheen, as flakes of ash and dust just begin clinging to it and caking you in this thin layer of ash and other material. And then, like, as you begin to kind of try and get like a look down, like, vision is really obscured. Roll me a perception check at disadvantage.
Okay.
Oh, why is Nyah our go-to scout?
Because I'm the only one with a horse. Perception. Of disadvantage. I actually rolled well for once. That's
It's a
really
disadvantage.
sad. 12.
12. You're taking as good a look through as you can, but all you can really see is you can just about make out the shapes of the hills themselves. And they roll out into the fog. You like try and climb a bit higher to try and get above the fog, and then you start to feel like buffeting wind that just starts getting stronger and swirling around you, and like you're getting like beaten out of the saddle here and there. I need you to make me a strength saving throw, please.
$16.
16. There's one sudden gust that like you lose your grip on the reins, and you begin to like slide out of the saddle as this wind pushes you across before Electro kind of quickly readjusts himself to make sure you stay centralized on him. It's dangerous being up here. It is the conclusion you come to, and you're not getting much vision either.
Okay, can I fly down to the group, and I'll just tell them I can't see anything. It's the darkness. It's more like ash. Like it feels like flying through destruction. I can't see anything from up there. I'm gonna try and pat myself down.
I can prestidigitation you a bit off.
Thank you.
It's at that point you guys kind of start noticing that it's clinging to you as well. Even down here where you've got a bit more visibility, like you kind of start moving further into the hills, and like what's left of the grass underfoot kind of breaks like fragile glass underneath your footsteps before it gets picked up by swirls of wind and kind of like cuts past you, and you feel like it's sharp before it flakes apart upon hitting your skin. Everything feels in a state of decay is not even the right word. It's not decaying, it's just stopping existing. Can someone roll me a survival check, please?
I mean, Rambear, you know the Cambethile Hills. I assume you'd be leading us.
I will. I just saw my survival bonus. I will definitely lead us.
Wisdom character.
24.
24.
Proficient character.
You'll walk through this area, like, you all feel a deep sense of unease, but none more than Rambear, with your innate connection to the world as it is. Everything about this is just wrong. Like, this isn't how the world is meant to be. And nothing's kind of quite working right. At times you feel like cold, like the temperature's dropped. And Faendal digs out his thermal cube, is accustomed to doing it and turning it on, and it doesn't feel like it has an effect. Like, it's not that it's not working, it definitely is working, it's just it doesn't seem to affect the temperature. At times, kind of out of the corner of your eye, Balthazar, it appears that like everyone's kind of walking through treacle, but the ash flakes themselves are whipping around faster than your eye can really make sense of.
Told you not to do those incense.
After a short while,
Can I make a short correction? We're not walking.
sorry, thank you.
Riding our goats.
after a short while of riding.
Imagine huge horns, by the way. They've got giant ram horns.
How long does your summon last, Rambear?
Oh, that's a good question.
Forever.
No.
Until dismissed. That's the wording.
Would love that. In perpetuity. No, it's something to do with my spell levels. It used to be an hour, but now...
Wizards will never put in perpetuity in any document they write. Don't.
Oh, it's only 1 hour!
Is it not per spell level? Per...
I thought it scaled.
Oh.
Oh, this is horrific.
Does it scale up with spell level?
It doesn't look like it. My wild shape does.
Horrendous. Unfair.
Horrific. I just named these damn goats as well.
Gethin, we demand a recreation of the rules. Like
A refund. We have to
refund.
go.
That's not what I was saying, but we want a refund.
Alright, well, we're walking as fast as these little these big old goats can.
Yeah, you're traveling through. The challenge you definitely find at times that this ash almost becomes like soft sand, and like the moment a hoof gets put down, it sinks a couple of inches in, and it's like walking on. It's like one of those beaches where you're just trying to get through, and it becomes a struggle at times. But
Luckily, giant goats have the sure-footed ability.
I mean that helps when there's solid ground. After kind of some
59
time,
minutes.
you have no real concept of the passage of time other than the fact that the goats are still here, so it must be less than an hour. Like any time you kind of try to recall just how far or long you've been walking, your brain doesn't quite process it. You come across a caved-in entrance to a catacomb. It's kind of somewhat clearly marked with being an intentional entrance, but you can see that the rock from this cave-in is like being whipped away by the wind and eroding faster than any kind of erosion could possibly work. You're seeing it in front of your eyes, and as that dust gets eroded off, it's slowly burying this entrance to the catacomb and submerging it beneath the dust and ash.
This must be what happened to the Ashen Wastes. But on a much larger scale for a lot longer.
And Ashbar.
And Ashbar.
That aged faster than it should have. Come, let's not tarry.
Hup hup, son of Ram Ram.
Does someone else want to roll me a
Son of Ramling. Ramson. What's mine called, Amber?
Mighty Billy.
Mighty Billy. I love Mighty Billy. Can these become permanent, Gethin? Can we have them as permanent mounts? Thank you.
Mighty Billy. What
We
was
know
Rambear's?
Son of Ram Ram.
I think Ramson for short.
Yeah, Ramson for short.
I mean, I'm hearing son of Ram Ram as son of Sam, and it's got an entirely different connotation.
That's true. That's true. It could be son of Rambear otherwise.
What did you just say?
Thrungi is on Ploopsy.
Oopsie. That's amazing.
And
Oh,
Balthazar is on? While
They're
we're
now
here?
bleeding to death.
Balthazar's on Gordon.
Gordon.
Gordon has an attitude.
I imagine that Gordon is like buff. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen the video of the mountain goat that's just like buff.
Yeah. Like
Please tell
way
me
too
please
buff.
tell me you meant the pun.
I don't think I did.
Gordon
What?
Ramsay?
Oh. Subconsciously, I must have. Because I was
I
like,
think-
Gordon, that's such a goat name.
That's title now. Gordon Ramsay. Perfect. Amazing.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Gordon Ramsay.
We've got the son of Ram, Gordon Ramsay,
Mighty Billy, was it?
Billy.
Mighty Billy and
Mighty
Ploopsy.
Billy.
Oopsie.
Mighty Billy is noble. Imagine he's tall.
She's got a big old beard like yours.
He's got the same like
Like,
neck
as
posture
long-
as Faendal, just like. Might have
He's
been-
got the same little pot belly.
Very in sync. The peacock is on the head of the goat as well,
Like a crown.
in between two massive horns.
Oh, I wish someone could draw this. Would someone else like to roll a survival check?
No, no, no,
Alright.
no.
Balthazar or Thrungi?
Balthazar, Balthazar, do you want to take over? I could
think
do it.
Thrungi's got it.
I've got a decent wisdom. You're not touching anything wisdom related.
Bryn, we can't hear you. Sorry.
A total of 15.
You do have advantage, actually. You should, in fact, you shouldn't have had disadvantage on the perception.
Erudite.
She shouldn't
That's
have had
saving,
disadvantage
no?
on the perception. She's got advantage on all wisdom, charisma, and intelligence checks.
Isn't that
I
saving
didn't
throws, not
That's
checks?
saving throws, no?
It says checks and saving throws.
Okay.
Then
There is an
Thrungi
element.
has
There is an element to
advantage.
it's still heavily obscured, and
Yeah,
even
that's
Light's
fine.
not helping you with that. Thrungi,
Obviously
sorry, what
not.
was your roll?
15.
15. You walk onwards, beyond, leaving this catacomb in the past, and Balthazar's kind of lit up his one of his daggers to act as a little bit of light in this, and just every so often it just kind of fizzles and sparks and dies, or kind of coming back. At various points, though your magic items that you're kind of accustomed to having, just kind of having that passive confidence on, just appear to kind of fade in and out erratically at times.
Your eyes go back to normal every so often. It's like popping it in and out of spider eye.
Yeah. Just every so often, like, you'll look back and you'll see Nyah with her like classically blue eyes,
one blue eye.
before kind of blinking back, and the purple glossy sheen is back. It doesn't take, you think, long after leaving the catacomb behind before the goats start themselves kind of wisping off into the dust, and you're left standing on your feet, not entirely sure where you are. Out of the fog, you see a large, dark, black shape kind of lumbering towards you. Out of the mist comes a hulking black bird direwolf that seems to be carrying its rear back leg as it snarls upon you, Balthazar, at Thrungi at the front. It bares its fangs and goes to leap towards you, but you can see its body is already kind of flaking away. It does make a leap at you. What's your armor class?
18.
And it clamps its jaw down on you, dealing you 10 points of piercing damage. But you can already feel like you feel its teeth like in your bicep, and then you feel like those teeth just begin disappearing out of your bicep.
Well, this feels unnatural.
What do you want to do?
Why are we not affected?
You guys can all see this direwolf currently chewing on Thrungi's arm.
Oh, I thought it had faded.
No.
Don't you just
Like that Thrungi's literally got a wolf on his arm. It's like, this is unnatural.
Just keep on going.
he's just gonna hit it twice with his axe.
I'm gonna say I
You
think
don't
we
need
trust
to even roll. Just hitting it, your axe is just it just kind of cleaves through cleanly. Like its flesh kind of just gives way underneath the weight of the axe before it crumples onto the ground and it just begins flaking apart slowly.
It's sad.
what's protecting us.
And Rambear sensed that the direwolf was like maybe not a living thing. Sort of bad juju around it.
Roll me an nature check.
Sorry. Mm. 15.
15. It didn't look like it was undead or anything like that. By your best guess, it's just been here longer and it's sort of been affected by this place more.
We should hurry. I don't think we want to be here long.
Can all of you make me a Constitution saving throw?
Roll the Nyah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is the fortitude just concentrate? Oh, so Balthazar, you have advantage. Remember, so it's any Constitution saving throw that we get advantage on.
Yep.
With the erudite, and I got a 2 and a 5. So you didn't do fortitude. You did the other one. So I think 8 total. For me. Wow. It rolled on an
13.
13. You got
with
a-
advantage.
Find out.
And bonus.
8. You get a +3. You give a +3, don't you? Did you get the +3 as well?
12.
12. Rambear.
18.
Thrungi.
Are we within Nyah's range?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Plus
then it's
three.
like 12 plus whatever Nyah gives me. I rolled a 2. Awful.
As you're walking through this, at times you catch yourself breathing in the ash. There's just no way around that. And you do feel at times like just everything gets a little heavier, the weight of the world. Your legs feel weaker. Your weapons feel heavier. Balthazar, you rolled a 13?
Mhm.
13. Faendal, you lose 4 hit points and your max is reduced by 4.
Thank you, hero piece.
Thrungi, Nyah, and Balthazar, you all feel quite lethargic. But fortunately, that protection from Matoya seems to be keeping you towards your destiny. Who would like to roll survival check?
Well, I'll roll this one.
I will say, guidance, help actions can all be taken.
Natural 20 for 25. I know where I'm
No.
going. Got this.
No
He's got
need.
this. He didn't need it.
You start moving forwards, kind of helping Faendal up, taking the lead. You're imparting a bit of strength into your light spell, which seems to stay up, but it does feel dimmer. Everything here feels dim, like it's early twilight, essentially. You're heading into literal dusk. And you eventually kind of find some more firmer ground. You're away from kind of ash dunes and onto kind of crumbling rock, but at least it's stable. And kind of climbing a rise. You feel a little kind of nauseous. It's a feeling you felt before when you've kind of been close to the entropic, the Aeon sphere specifically. You just feel out of place, out of sync with the world. And for a brief moment, the wind clears from the ash cloud in front of you briefly. Sorry, from behind you. And from this vantage point, you feel yourself risen a decent crowd. You would expect to make out the grove in the distance, and it's just not there. It's rolling hills of grey, dying grassland. You're not entirely sure you should be that far away from the grove already. But then again, you're also not entirely sure how long you've been walking.
This is a trap.
This is the spheres.
If
Logical.
it is, there's not much we can do. It's almost certainly a trap.
Who would like to lead the next, hopefully the last, survival check out of the remaining two of you?
I'll do it. I think, well, Nyah's above, isn't she? So I think it's reason that it's the four of us on the floor that are doing these. Nyah's just circling above each other. Getting help, action, and guidances. I'm sure that essentially Val's is like carrying me on while I like stumble forward. I mean, to get advantage anyway. No, I don't. You... And guidance?
Yeah, I can cast guidance.
22. Very good
As
guidance.
the
I owe
two
that
of
to
you
Balthazar.
push on into the feels like setting daylight. The air feels quite thin here, but then two of you in particular notice something. There is that drum, that pull, like a twinge of remembrance in your blood that is both uncomfortable, disturbing, but alluring and tempting, calling you further in to the fire.
Give Balthazar a knowing look.
It's this way, isn't it?
That way, isn't it?
In your moment of distraction, you nearly bump into a group of people. 4 humans, 2 maybe teenagers, kind of covered in shawls wrapped around their faces to protect from the ash. They're hunched, they look weak, dehydrated. Can you help us? Please.
Yes, of course. Sorry, what's your names? Where are you going?
I'm Demarcus. He's... I'm not entirely sure. I think we just came across each other.
Have some water, and I give him a water skin.
Thank you. We've been wandering for days. Do you know the way? Anywhere?
We've come from the way out.
You follow our tracks. Should be bear, goat. And you should find
And
your
then
way
we
out.
turn around to look at our tracks and they go.
Completely gone. Yeah, swelling ash.
It's not that the ones that you can see are gone, but you are intelligent enough to know
goat's gone by now.
Which that direction. We've got lost so many times. I can't even see the sun anymore.
How long has it been this way?
Have you
Fallen
come-
asleep twice since I remember. It's light doesn't seem to change here anymore.
I'll whisper to Nyah, they haven't been here for days. It's only been like this for a few hours. This is the sphere's work.
I'm like right above me.
Yeah.
Do you have food or something, please?
I will give them my last ration.
I will give Faendal 5 rations.
Start sharing it out amongst each other.
Never mind, Rambear can give the ration. I go to offer a ration, and Rambear goes, here is everything.
Thank you. Safety. Where are you going?
You don't need to know that. Don't worry about us.
Don't follow us.
Don't
We're
follow.
not leaving.
Roll an intimidation check.
Which one?
Find out with advantage.
With advantage, for sure. I don't think they want to follow us, Geffen.
I don't know, drowning people cling to whoever approaches them.
Oh God! What is
It's
my
dark.
rules today? What is my rules today? 6.
You just have such cute little chubby cheeks.
Should we not, stick together? Safety in numbers.
Rambear's gonna
Well-
growl at them.
You can come if you want, but you'll die.
Woo!
Oh,
We're not
Thrungi's
go-
gonna growl at them too.
Can you
We're not
offer-
going. We're not going to safety.
Yeah, Rambear's just gonna growl and say, "Do not follow us."
Okay, sorry. We'll go.
I tell you what, I've got one last thing I can give them. I have a spare staff.
Do compasses exist here? We did have a sword that points north, but I don't think they can use it.
That's not. She's not got that anymore.
We did get rid of it. Okay.
Got
You
buried.
gave it.
to a corpse, which is not very useful, but
It was very poetic.
I
I
cried.
will say.
We no. Head that direction. Head where we came from. We can only wish you luck. Look for the Coral Grove.
So you'll pass one of the catacombs. Do I know which one it was that we passed?
It might be gone by now.
Ah, not that fast. Maybe.
Yeah, I'd say you know which one it is.
I tell them which one it is. You don't need to make up a name on the spot.
Okay.
But it would be cool. Ploopies?
You could make up
You
a
can
name,
make
Emma.
it up.
No, that's okay.
Your backstory.
Ivan the perfumed grave. You'll pass the catacomb on your way. You'll know you're in the right way if there's a sort of funny shaped rock at the entrance that's sort of looks like a butt. We weren't told this at the time, but it sort of looks like a butt.
We'll keep an eye out. Thank you. And they continue walking.
They're not going to make it out.
We can't help them. We have to move.
Days. They said they'd been there. It's been a few hours.
We'll think it stays if we don't hurry.
We need to move. We'll head towards. I mean, me and Balthazar feel the direction, don't we? We feel the pull. Is that where they came from?
Not directly. Not the angle in which you bumped into them. Eventually, Faendal, even with the obscuring, your passive is relatively high since you're at the front. You begin to make out something, and initially you think it's stone markers, maybe, or just a thicker band of this ash. But it's staying still as you approach, getting larger in the way you would expect as you approach something. A dark shadow kind of looming on the horizon. You begin to pull it out. Instead of a band, it's a line of individual things packed tightly, but each one is distinct. Roughly, maybe humanoid in shape and size? But whatever it is, it's like a barrier that's stretching as deep into the ash clouds as your eyes can see.
Be on guard. We are approaching something. Can I send my peacock ahead?
Okay.
I'm not going to send Nyah ahead, just in case. You can circle above and stuff, but
You doing
Peacock.
anything to the peacock, or just peacock?
peacock on its own, and I'll place my hand on Balthazar's shoulder for him to guide me as I walk into it.
Roll me perception. You can use yours rather than the peacock's if you want.
Okay. Oh, it was so close to being a good roll again. What is happening? Please don't let us fight today. 14. I haven't rolled. I don't think I've rolled above a 6 so far. Oh no, except for that one Arcana check, which I couldn't have failed anyway.
When it didn't matter.
Yeah.
The peacock kind of struts along this earth for a second before taking flight. Like, in the form, you're getting battered about by the wind a little bit, and you're realising kind of what Lecter must be dealing with. As your peacock gets closer, you see this line of figures takes the form of skeletons. Dozens, hundreds of skeletons, holding rusted weapons, swords, shields, crossbows, forming a silent wall of desecrated bodies stretching deep into the ashen haze. And then your vision cuts out.
My peacock's gone. I walk back in. My familiar's gone. Shot. I'm sorry, Rambear. Your people's corpses, their bodies, they're being used. They've formed an army, a wall. Hundreds, thousands maybe of corpses, skeletons.
But we warded so hard against this.
Power of the spheres.
We will have to honor them later. After we turn them into dust. Sorry.
Serious moment.
Um.
I mean, I don't know what we do now. Do we just approach? I doubt they'll let us through.
If they were hostile to your peacock, they'll be hostile to us.
Thousands of skeletons.
There's no way we can fight them all.
Do you see anything beyond them?
It went on as far as I could see. And I can only imagine that encircles him. The only
Travis.
way through.
Holding the staff, being like, "Can you dispel skeleton? Dispel skeleton."
Do we just cut a hole through? Try to push ourselves?
Could there be a way to draw some of them away for an opening?
You could certainly try.
As soon as we attack, they might just all swarm us.
We could attempt to fly over somehow.
I think that would be the best. Geographically, we have no clue where we are, right?
Roll me a survival check at disadvantage. Nyah, you are aware it's possible. As anything is, you can certainly try. Flying has been difficult. There's a reason you're flying low.
The 19.
19? At best guess, you are towards the center of the hills. Exact pinpoint, you really don't know. You don't have anything to base your location on, is the problem.
But it doesn't feel like we'd have an hour more of travel. Well, to get to the center.
Maybe it shouldn't be more, based on how long you think you've been walking.
So fly, Rambear. I know it's a lot to ask.
Whatever we do, we need to do on land. Flying is not safe in these conditions.
No flying.
Even
How do you
Alexa is struggling.
If Electra is struggling, all things would struggle. We just attempt to cut through them. Blast our way
Maybe the
through
only option.
If we can't,
hundreds of skeletons.
what if we can't draw them away?
I don't think it would take long to draw them away if we peeled them off in small groups.
Then I
The
guess
one issue is whether they are an early warning system of some kind.
I don't think we'll be able to surprise Zenadis at all. He knows we're coming. I don't think it matters whether we're warned or not, whether they're warned or not.
He's prepared for someone to stop him, or attempt to. That's what this wall of skeletons is.
We have, before we got here, out of game, coated one of the Balthazar's daggers with the blood, or not?
You
Not yet.
No, not
you
yet.
know the
Not
standard
yet.
rules for kind of applying poison is you do it. It doesn't last that
Pretty much
long.
immediately. Okay.
I think it lasts like 10 minutes or something.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Maybe up to an hour. I don't know, but definitely not a long time. So just before the fight with Zenadis, it'll take a minute to put it on.
Especially blood. I feel like blood would dry out extra quickly.
Mm.
Don't suppose your fancy new staff has any way of just, mass kill skeletons?
Yeah. Poison takes an action to apply, and it lasts for a minute before it dries.
Oh,
So,
okay.
God.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was thinking like an oil, but it's not, is it? Okay.
That's a very good question. I don't think I've got a specific skeleton dispelling spell in here.
I think my skeleton dispelling spell is fireball.
Fireball.
So, wall of fire, maybe.
Walk like skeleton.
Just want to walk through.
What if we coat ourselves in bones?
Oh, yes. We cover ourselves in the bones of my forefathers, and we walk in. We're like, hi, Skelly Bros.
It works in The Walking
Yes, boss.
Dead.
Now this would be something that it would have been nice if Lord Von Racer could have provided us with. He had his own skeleton army, didn't he?
Yes. That would be pretty cool.
I think there is not much room for it other than to just through. Can't go over, can't go around it. Got
Can I
to
summon
go
badgers? Like giant badgers. That's something I can do here.
through. I mean, they're bones. Surely you could summon dogs. Eat all the bones.
Could you summon giant moles?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like a burrowing. I don't think there are moles in 5e. But there is something with the burrow
Bad-
speed. I just don't think they're big
giant
enough.
Badgers have a burrow.
No, they're too small.
You could summon a quat. You could summon 8 of them.
Could I summon badgers to dig a hole for us to walk through?
Do badgers know how to make them self-supporting?
It would take.
I don't know. It would take a lot of time. They can only go for 10 feet around. Would be like a distraction.
How can you distract that many at once?
Can't distract that many. Can try though.
Gonna have to go.
Bum. Rambear's going to suggest to the gang that they summon. No. He's
Learning
going to
from
suggest.
Van-
This is good influence. That they summon an elemental
Yeah.
and let it try and wreak havoc. Moving away. I'm trying to remember how much control I have over the. Yeah.
Which spell is this? Conjure elemental or summon elemental?
Summon elemental. I don't think I have conjure.
I also have a scroll that allows me to summon a draconic spirit, whether I want to waste that.
Oh!
now.
Oh! Spells! Scrolls! Shit! Yes, actually, definitely not this. I think I also have a summon draconic spirit. Thank you.
You have a scroll of that as what?
We got 2.
Did we both buy one? Did we buy one?
No.
There was only one scroll of Draconic Spirit.
Oh. Rambear got it because Rambear can cast it without. Baba. I think Rambear can cast it. No. This isn't their spell list.
If it's on your spell list and of a level you can cast.
Oh,
it.
you took the spell Draconic Transformation. Is that what you're thinking of?
No.
You got the scroll?
I thought I had the scroll.
I've got the scroll written down in my inventory.
I have.
We
Spell
have a
list,
scroll.
Kieran, skill- Okay,
There
we
is
have.
one-
Okay, it doesn't matter.
Has a
It doesn't
scroll
actually
of-
matter right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We've also got that, but whether we waste that or use your spell slot.
I would prefer to use a spell scroll than a spell slot. For this, because I don't know that there's going to be so many opportunities to have a long rest.
I'm just thinking of how useful a Draconic Spirit would be
Gotta look up the spell.
Against
But-
Zenadis.
I
Then
see.
again, it's concentration. We've got so many concentration spells, don't we? So. I think I'm the spell scroll person because the spell scroll take an Arcana roll, is it? Yeah.
No, it's a spellcasting check.
Oh, it's a spellcasting check. I've still got the highest spellcasting check, I think. So.
Raina just sent you a message.
Shall we just do that then? The Draconic Spirit's not that strong on its own. I'm just thinking it'd be useful to have it alongside us. But it's concentration, so whether that'd be useful in the long term fight.
Yeah. More as sort of how long is it? How far up is it? More as sort of a distraction so it can attract attention and then lead them away. It's a speed. 60 flying.
I mean, this is lots of skeletons in it, Gethin.
Yeah.
It's a wall.
And
It can be broken through. You guys have the strength to. It's just.
I'm saying, how deep?
We don't know, right?
Or
Like,
as you could see a peacock, right?
yeah, I'd say individually like 3 ranks deep, but it is.
Oh, so in my head I was picturing it a
Oh.
lot deeper. In my head I was picturing like hundreds deep.
Yeah, I thought we just couldn't see. It was
No,
skeletons
it's-
all the way down.
It's long is its main element. It appears to just disappear.
Oh, then
around.
I reckon we just
Yeah,
punch
let's just go
through.
through.
Then.
Okay.
Let's just punch through then.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's why I was thinking distractions. How are distractions gonna work? If it's like hundreds deep, but no. If it's like
I was thinking,
3
like-
or 2. Let's
Yeah,
just
we
punch
could punch
through.
through. Bring
I
your
think we'll
suggestion.
charge down there.
How
I've got-
far away are you from them?
I've got a suggestion for you.
You are a couple of 100 feet from them. You've kept a distance
Okay.
intentionally.
I've
You
got a
don't have a
suggestion.
great
for you.
view on them right now, but you're based on what the peacocks are.
Bring the goat back and we'll do a charge.
And we are possibly less than an hour from the center. So we could still triumphantly ride Son of Ram into... Is it worth it? It's worth it. It's worth
Only
it.
third level spell in it.
Yeah. It is.
Oh, you've actually used a lot of spells, haven't you?
Yep.
Okay.
But I think it's useful because I already rolled hit dice for them, so I'm pretty happy to keep them.
Oh.
Again!
Who's the buffest? Who's the bulkiest?
Oopsie.
Oops.
Very, very closely followed by Gordon.
Is Mighty the Billy the weakest?
It is actually. Mighty Billy is sort of a misnomer.
Why are they associated? Yeah, I reckon.
Son of Ram is the second weakest, though.
Yeah, I reckon we need to charge in on Rams.
I think just for the effect, the aesthetics, to be honest. And so,
For Ram.
for Ram!
Ride now. Ride for Ruin and for Ram.
So, as we're standing there discussing this, Balthazar, Faendal, and Thrungi just get whoop, up into the air as a giant.
Guys,
Giant
there
goat.
is something in the air.
What?
It's
While
the
you
goat
lot
smell.
have been having a discussion, someone has actually been making sure we don't get spotted. And there is a creature flying above us.
That's pretty rude, Thrungi. Have a name.
We all take a look upwards.
You can still just about make out on it. He's not as obvious as she usually is.
Was that what
What do
Thrungi was on about, or what?
No, obviously not.
What are you on about, Thrungi? Sorry, there's something above us? Above us?
There is some other flying beast around. Whether they're here to help us or hinder us, I don't know.
They wouldn't be here to help us, that would be too convenient.
Well,
Don't leave. No, you are already fading. Come lower. If anything, can you get on the ground?
I can, but shouldn't we try and see what the
Don't
blind thing
separate.
is?
Don't separate.
Okay.
If we separate, we might not might not be able to get back together again.
Can we have sensed the effects of any spell? Thrungi said that somebody's trying to make us not be noticed. Like, is there like a pass that trace on us or something?
Not that you're aware of.
I think Thrungi's just keeping an eye out, was it?
Well, now we're on goats. We don't have to.
There
I'll,
is-
I'll come on to the ground to stay close by.
He has his flying beast. If it spots us, it spots us. There's not much
It
we can do.
wasn't that. It was something different.
It wasn't his flying beast.
It had wings.
So did his. He had a dragon.
No,
Did it not?
okay, this is like. Can't even describe it. Go on Gathin's Instagram.
I know.
You'll see it.
Did it not have wings?
No, it
It's
was
got it.
like. It had like the big claws and it was. Yeah, there it is. See, it's
Horrific.
like a-
But it flew, didn't it?
Did fly.
It flew, but it doesn't have wings.
Magic flying.
Could it be a dragon?
Oh, is this? Oh. We talked about it. Is this the army of Von Racer? Let's not charge. Let's approach slowly. We asked Constantine to join us. I've still got some of his wine left. Maybe he'll have a drink with me.
Is this the army in front of us?
He had a skeleton army, remember when we approached his city?
Question: which way are these skeletons facing? Inwards or outwards?
Okay.
We're on guts. Let's approach.
We're going.
When we get within a certain amount of time, if we start getting attacked, we charge.
The peacock was killed though.
The
He knows
people-
about your
Further in.
peacock.
It was a random thing going in, but Von Racer had a flying creature.
Yep.
Von Racer had an army of
Did
skeletons.
have a flying creature.
Was not said
He
that
is
he-
our ally. He might not have made that decision yet. I'm choosing to believe in the Count. I'm choosing to believe in, is it Amelia?
Emilio!
Amelia rallied
I
them.
am choosing to believe in Amelia. Did we give him a ribbon?
Give him a friendship bracelet.
Yeah.
We gave him a friendship bracelet. He's a goat. He's one of the goats. He's the goat.
Crabman's the goat, but
So, I'm choosing to believe in him, in Constantine.
Well, we can't.
We didn't teleport far enough to see if the army was still there when we got to him.
No, you teleported into his back garden.
And also, it's been like 8 hours on it.
Well, we can't keep avoiding this. So let's just approach.
I say we go slowly on foot. If we need to charge, we can. Let's hope for a peaceful meeting.
Okay.
So you start approaching calmly on your mounts towards a wall of skeletons. You start 200 feet away. 150 feet away. 100 feet away. Faendal and Rambear roll me perception checks, please. At disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Lightly obscured.
I've been rolling so badly. Oh, one good roll taken away. 17. Kind of bad that I'm viewing 17 as a bad roll.
Yeah, that's like extremely good for me.
Yeah, but I rolled an 8.
30 to 20.
Dirty 20. At 100 feet, in a line, you're close enough now to kind of make out the individuals, and you can see it's not just humanoid skeletons, you can see large, hulking skeletons, maybe ogre size, you estimate. You also see kind of scrabbling along the ground these like large lizard shaped like skeleton creatures just roaming up and down. And as you approach a little closer, you can make out the weapons that Peacock saw, and you can also make out the faces of skeletons facing towards you, and the points of crossbow bolts as they are fired at all. Balthazar, what is your AC?
19.
19.
It was really it was worth a shot. We're gonna have to go and push
Faendal,
through
what is
it.
your AC?
It is currently 14, but if I need it to be, it can be a 19.
Doesn't matter. Nyah.
23.
Rambear,
19.
do you want to cast shield?
No, I'm good.
That means you should cast shield.
Nah.
He said it didn't matter to me because I'm just gonna get hit regardless.
That's because I already grabbed.
Oh, I was really
Oh, shit,
hoping
what
to do that.
Thrungi. 80.
18 is my AC.
Okay. Balthazar, you take 12 points of piercing damage. Faendal, you take 14 points of piercing damage. And Rambear, you take 11 points of piercing damage as crossbow bolts are fired into you, and you can now see them begin to reload and prepare on the front line, pull out shields and rusted swords. What do you do?
We
Think
charge.
We
Yeah,
charge.
I think he's just going.
We're on goats. The goats have speed.
You begin thundering across. What is a goat's speed?
40.
40. Okay. There
So it
is
doesn't re-
another round of crossbow bolts that come at you.
Before that happens,
Yeah,
can
go for
starters shoot.
Yeah, go for it.
Let's shoot some elemental bolts and stuff.
Anyone who wants to take an action or anything like that, do so now while you are riding as your goats dash inwards.
I'm
and
so upset. I was really hopeful there. I'll assume the crit. You crit on me as well.
Yeah.
Oh
I also
my
rolled
God.
the lowest damage on that. In terms of I rolled
But,
a 6 on the die rather than.
I am.
large.
I'm going to assume that's because I was so hopeful I was in the lead.
Thrungi rages, by the way.
Okay.
I wouldn't rage. Oh no. Yeah, because you're attacking.
He's
now,
expecting
aren't
to be shot at, so the rage would last.
you? 22 to hit.
22. Your tell me what damage type it is. As you unleash a bolt of arcane energy straight forward, and it cleaves through, shattering the skull of one of the frontline skeletons.
I assume actual damage doesn't matter. It's fire.
Fire. Yeah, it shatters through, exploding it in fiery shrapnel, and that shrapnel cascades into the one behind, which ignites its armor and shatters its own ribcage before it too collapses.
Can I, because I'm flying, like, just above them, can I swoop in front of one of them to kind of block the crossbow range?
Well, you're
Yeah, you
faster.
can.
You're faster anyway.
You can do that. You'll get extra shots shot at you, but that definitely happens. I assume it's going to be Faendal.
Yeah.
Affecting me?
Cool, no worries. Rambear, Balthazar, I want him to do anything.
Cannot hurt me.
I realized that I can actually catch the missile, the arrow, as a reaction.
Can you throw it back? Well,
I can, but I can't be bothered.
there's that key point.
I don't want to spend the key point throwing it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fine. You negate that damage as it comes in, and you see it like last second. And just catch it there as it's like aimed at your clavicle. You just throw it to the side as you kick your goat into gear.
My belief is that Balthazar just kind of forgot that he's a monk and just went, oh shit!
It's been very cleric heavy recently for him.
Instinct.
Rambear, you doing anything?
I
Well,
think
cantrip.
my cantrips will have to be within. Well, 30 feet and
Well, by the end of our movement and the start of their next turn, assuming the rams are dashing,
Yeah.
we're 20 feet away.
how far are we?
You said 100 feet.
Mhm.
Rams can move 80 feet.
Oh, on a dash. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna Thorn Whip.
And then next turn,
One.
we all get to charge attack.
Go for it.
I mean, it could not hit. Ooh, it could not hit. Nah, we're good. 28 to hit, and that's 4. A total of 14 damage.
You throw out a thorn whip and you look with your momentum and the extra energy granted you by the staff, it whips out and grabs 2 skeletons around the spinal cords and just like yanks them together in an explosion of bones as they both crumple down to the floor. The next wave of crossbow bolts then come in. Balthazar.
You don't have range. You're right.
12 and a 16. Faendal's ones aimed at Nyah aren't going to hit. Nyah's own ones. 22.
Nope.
Nope.
Shield coming in there.
At Rambear,
No, don't.
rubbish rolls. At Thrungi, rubbish rolls, 13. Your sudden speed is completely thrown off their own as the crossbow bolts largely just fly all overhead of you. Nyah catching a couple on her shield after she's presented a giant target. It's your turn. What are you guys doing?
I assume that we're all charge attacking.
Well, so that's the goat's turn, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think you can all actually.
go to your mounts. They act kind of simultaneously as you.
Yeah. But I mean, you can still have an action and the charge.
Yeah.
You can each dictate your charge. I can give you
Yeah,
the
it's just
stats
the
now.
goats don't get to dash at that point. They move.
Yeah.
Doing that.
So the goats, because it's 20 feet, and the charge says if they move at least 20 feet straight forward and hit with a ram attack,
Yeah.
they do extra damage and knock people prone.
Go for it.
So I'm assuming that we just break through the wall at that point. This is very.
I need each of you to
do.
I need each of you to roll me a d6.
Each of us to roll a d6. Roll a d6.
So I'm not charging.
Oh, you not? Okay, fair enough.
Well, my horse doesn't have horns to ram people with.
Your horse can still
You
attack.
go over though.
I only got a 2.
Kind of
Balthazar?
sweeping right over, so I'll just kind of knock
4.
right behind them. So whoever they don't knock on their way charging, I'll come in after them sweeping low,
Okay.
kind
I
of
still
like.
need you to roll a d6 then.
Okay.
Rambear, Thrungi. 6. Thrungi.
What do I need to roll? Sorry,
Just a d6.
just a d6.
Yours can just hit hooves.
5.
5. And
I'm really doing
Nyah.
I got a 2.
You go barreling through, and 3 of you on goats crumple through this line, breaking through, reaching through to the other side. You do take attacks of opportunity as you move through. Each of you take 2, so Balthazar, I'm doing them at you rather than the goats, just to ease complication. That is a 19, Balthazar. You take 5 points of slashing damage. Faendal. That is a dirty 20. You take 4 points of slashing damage. The other one was a bit. You're each getting 2 opportunity attacks on you. Rambear, I will come back to. Thrungi, as you burst through, you get an 18 and a 22.
Both hit.
13 slashing damage. You are raging, so that is halved to 6 total.
Yep.
Rambear, your charge.
It's my concentration check. Sorry, the goats are still there.
Cool. That would have been problematic.
That would have
your
been-
charge.
Bad
Your
one.
goat gets a little bit too much bloodlust, considering it's a mass murderer. It's the son of Sam.
The son of Ram Ram!
Son of Ram. Sorry.
Also a mass murderer,
And
but
it
of our heart.
you end up barreling straight into one of these larger ogre skeletons, and your charge hits, but does not break through. I need you to tell me how much damage the goat's charge does, and then what you want to do.
Okay, so this is technically a ram attack, which is I still have to,
3.
well, no, so to hit first,
Plus what,
it's
2d4?
21 to hit.
Yeah, easy to hit.
So it's 4d4 plus 3.
So yeah, 2d4, and I don't get anything extra. Yeah.
4d4.
It's not knocked prone, I'll tell you now.
I was gonna say DC 13.
Roll 12 on the die plus 9.
Oh. It's 10 total.
From the ram,
On both ram and charge.
you crack into it, you feel femurs break and splinter, but the thing holds dear and it begins to swing down towards you with a club, but you still have your action first.
I mean, do we all have actions?
You all have broken through and you've turned around to see this. Rambear's going to take their action first because they're immediately. You still all get your actions beforehand, yeah.
I was coming in after everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Nyah goes after.
Yeah, it's kind of like we're kind
Okay.
of a group initiative.
pre-prepared, aren't you? So it'll be Rambear, you, then us 3.
So, Gethin.
Yeah.
My goat. Son of Ram Ram.
Mhm.
Technically a willing creature. Correct?
Yeah.
I'm gonna earth shift the goat.
Oh! Just
Okay.
the move.
I will say the charge has been halted, so you can move
Yeah, I'm
a
just going.
bit. Yeah.
Bulk shift.
Yeah.
Just found
That
side.
worked.
20 feet of movement, so.
Is there anything else? That's your action, I believe.
No, that's the that's the action.
Then 20 feet of movement.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's not the goat's movement though. That's my move.
No, because you do
No,
20.
I'm saying that hitting the ogre was like hitting a brick wall and it killed
Yeah.
them to essentially
Oh,
the
okay.
charge.
Fair.
It's
But-
not like
Following in behind, basically acting as a sweeper role to find in case anyone got halted, comes in the Paladin on a Pegasus to swing towards the ogre skeleton. Go for it, Nyah.
Decimate it. Don't waste the smite.
No,
It's
obviously,
still decimate.
obviously no. That is a 27 to hit.
Comfortable. Oh wait,
That
hold
is-
on. Just keep rolling because it won't do it. I believe that goats are bludgeoning damage,
So it doubles, so it'd be 20.
so it doubles because it's a skeleton. The skeletons are vulnerable to bludgeoning damage.
9 slashing and 7 radiant.
Second attack.
Oh,
31 to hit.
Yep.
9 flashing.
9
7
slashing
again. 3k.
and 3 radiant.
Can
This
your
thing
horse
is just about still standing. What do the rest of you want to do?
can Electo attack?
Electra just kind of.
Electo can, but it means she will take an attack of opportunity when she pulls away.
Yeah. Electra's doing.
Electo's job is to disengage.
Electra's job is to keep me like
So have you?
far away from
So you're-
slinging blows as
You're
possible.
disengaging.
What do the rest of you want to do?
Blast.
Go for it.
Yeah,
Are you
get out.
blasting just general skeletons or at the big
Oh,
thing? That...
big one. Big one. Get the big one away.
Go for it.
Are you still running away?
Thrungi's busy
Oh,
swinging
oh, 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 so close to that
Roll
20.
me some attacks and
Oh.
damage from you. Just
15.
15 hits.
He hits.
The
So I
lumbering
literally
giant skeleton.
only missing a one.
What are the rest of the skeletons doing?
They are turning as you go through to try and shoot
Okay.
down, stab at you, etc. They're not passive in this.
It's. Yeah, but we've got to get Rambear out there. Oh, why is.
in. 74 points of damage.
You
Big.
cleave through 8 skeletons on your charge through.
You said 74?
Yeah, I rolled a nat 20.
I did 16 points of poison. Oh, poison? Poison damage?
The ogre is fine. Just this cloud of poison goes across it. It just seems completely unaffected. That is the first time that randomness has come back to bite you.
Sometimes it's been really good.
Yeah.
I really like the elemental bolt
Balthazar?
stuff, but oh my god, that
25
was
to
the
hit
worst.
the Ray of Frost for 23 cold damage.
You just this thing freezes into ice and collapses in under its own weight, and there's just a brief arctic mist that kind of rises up before it is blown away in the wind as that ogre skeleton is gone.
I'm sorry, I'm not on the ball today, guys.
In response, as you break through, there is one more round of shooting, and then should you choose to keep going, you'll then be pretty much out of range and you're faster than them as well. But this is a huge round of shooting because the other ogre skeletons are launching javelins at you as well.
Oh damn.
So, at Balthazar. That is a dirty 20 to hit with the javelin, and the crossbow bolts miss.
Okay.
Does the javelin
Can I
hit?
catch a javelin? Yes,
You
it
can
does.
try. I don't know how much damage you can do. That is 14 piercing damage from the javelin.
Give me a second. I will reduce 11 of it.
You take 3 damage as you briefly see it coming. You just try to deflect it, and like grazes over your shoulder as you parry the main blow away. At Faendal, that is a 17 to hit from one of the crossbows. Everything else will miss. Oh, actually, javelin is a 14. I don't know. What
I'm gonna shield. Nothing hits.
Okay, you throw up a shield as they come in.
Nothing inside it.
At Nyah, can't imagine any of these are going to hit. That's fine. Max is a 22.
You're doing really good.
I haven't crit.
Yeah, until I have to drop my shield.
AC finally coming in handy.
At Rambear, 16 to hit from one of the crossbows. And at Thrungi, did you go reckless on that charge?
Yep.
Okay, give me that. First crossbow is a 21.
Yep.
For 8 damage, half to 4. Second crossbow, 21 again, for 8, half to 4, jeez. And the javelin is a crit. That's where all the rolls are. Aimed at the other tank. Crit doesn't do that well though. That is 12 piercing damage, half to 6. You see behind you, like the skeletons that you've absolutely shattered, their bones begin like wobbling and shifting together as you start moving away. What do you want to do?
All of us.
Yeah. What do you do?
We just turn the rams around and run. Rambear, are you okay? You got stopped.
Rambear's sort of like staring in awe at the staff, just like, oh, I'm good. I'm good. Come on,
Cool.
son of Ram.
Because Rambear literally just went and the earth moved. That's cool. That's cool as hell.
You start cantering off into the distance and pulling into the fog and leaving this wall behind for whatever its purpose is. You start catching your breath. A few of you are bleeding from a few wounds. And you start powering forward. 2 of you have touched the sphere's influence before, can feel the pull now. It is so similar to when it had its grip on you, like it is trying to grasp back onto you and pull you in. Can you both make wisdom saves?
Oh no.
Do we get advantage on these wisdom saves?
You do, because the hero's wisdom.
Oh yeah. Don't need it. Do anything.
Okay. Next time Faendal doesn't get Hero's Feast, don't enjoy the bark.
What do you mean? Books give you advantage. What do you mean they stack?
Because of the beast also good.
Yes, they don't stack. You just get advantage regardless.
13.
13. Faendal.
26.
26. Balthazar. There is a moment
More
when
recently.
you consider what side you're on.
Okay. I'm still on
There
this side.
You have an understanding that you might not be on the winning side.
Right. Yeah.
But you power on forwards. Can everyone please make another Constitution saving throw for me, please?
Remember to add
Um,
+3.
I will turn to Balthazar. Don't fall for it. Don't let yourself be weak.
I'm fighting.
Regardless of if we're on the winning or losing side, we're on the right side.
Balthazar, Conte.
14.
14, Faendal.
18.
Nyah.
Feels strong.
19.
My drugs
Rambear.
made me.
So that is a 16 plus. No. Did we get
Plus
Nyah's?
Yeah, go on.
Ah,
Thrungi.
19.
Assume we're in a close enough formation. We would.
Well, I could be
22
sweet
before I had Nyah's stuff.
22.
I just
It's
assume he's
thicker
slightly
here, that entropic ash, that entropic air that you're running through, but through your own natural hardiness, willpower, and again, the protection of fate itself, you shrug it off. You eventually begin to slow down your gallop to let the goats kind of recover a little bit before woof, woof, the ash mist around you begins to swirl to the beat of great wings upon a creature looming above you. A shadow descends upon you, casting you in darkness beyond the dim light you've been dealing with before. A clump of oozing rotten flesh drops to the ground to your side, Nyah. Sickly blue scales squelching into the ashy ground, soft and decaying. A giant, horrific dragon lands in front of you. The air clears briefly as its huge wings beat, exposing its gross, rotting body. The zombified flesh slowly sloughing off its bones as erratic sparks of lightning can be seen leaking through wounds and escaping into the ash. Have you not given up yet? Well, ghouls are known to rush in after all. As you see riding on top of its back, 2 humans dressed in black robes with stitched white bonework across the front. It was incredibly rude of you to break our cordon, don't you think? Trespassers must be dealt with. No more chances. I hope you remember your failures in death. And that is where we will pick up next time.
They're riding the Beast of Mamara.
That's extremely.
These guys,
I'll
they
be honest.
fucking suck.
I'll be honest, the dragon's scary. Them two,
Can we bitch slap them?
yeah, I feel like that's it. This is gonna be the satisfying fight where we just like die, and then Xenadis is gonna be like the we're dead.
But at
Yeah,
least we
yeah.
kill the assholes.
At least they go.
Well,
But,
we will find out what happens. You finally get to deal with the twins once and for all.
I hate these
Do we even
twins.
know their names?
We
Next
don't need
time
to.
on the
They're
Goats
not
of Wrath.
worth us knowing their names.
Do we know the names?
Who cares?
You don't-
Asshole and asshole too.
You've never asked. They don't have the
No,
names.
they.
No, they don't.
No, actually, you have heard one of them say Jean, I think.
Oh,
You
that's
know
such
the
a
male
prick
one is called
name.
Jean. I can't quite remember.
It was. We met them in my tower where they were assholes, and we jumped out the window.
Yep.
And I did the thing. I did the what's it called? Bead of force. That was cool.
Regardless, you'll get
Sorry.
to tear them apart, and they'll try to tear you apart next time the Goats of Wrath. So yeah,
Yeah. Riding the beast of Mamara.